Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I do apologize for my appearance. I know I look rather rough. I wanted to film this video in the morning because I'm going to be doing a foundation tutorial. So my plan is to actually film my initial review and then also film how the foundation does 8 to 10 hours in. So that's why I have on my morning face. But yeah, it's early here. I'm about to do my makeup. My face is clean and exfoliated. I just have on my eyebrows and moisturizer, and I really just want to go ahead and jump into my initial reaction slash demo slash review for this new foundation. Now, the foundation that I'm referring to is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. This has been kind of a hot topic in the beauty community. It's been highly coveted. I know I've been trying to find it for quite a while and I couldn't for like at least a month. I would go to Ulta, they wouldn't have my shade, or I would go online and I'd be hesitant to buy it because I didn't know what shade I was. So I ended up getting two shades. I got Golden and Mocha. And I decided to go with the two because I figure, one, I can mix them because my complexion does change from season to season. And then two, I just couldn't find one that matched me perfectly. So these are what I decided to go with. I did get these from Ulta, $13.99 a piece. And I was able to use the $3.50 off of $15. So I believe they both came up to be about $28, which isn't too bad. Women of color typically have to buy two of any foundation just to make sure our shades are matching. Some people may find that to be excessive, but at the end of the day you kind of are getting double the product. I'm definitely excited to try these. They do sell these on NYX.com, but I decided not to go that route just because I didn't want to have to go through the returns process if it was the wrong shade. They do have a really good comparison chart on their website, you know, what your shade may be, but I didn't trust myself. So I just thought I'd go into store and find a shade close to me or find two shades and mix them together, and that's what I did. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the demo. Right now I only have on moisturizer and my eyebrows, and before I go into the demo, I think it's kind of important for me to talk about what kind of skin I have, because if you have total opposite skin, this demo may not be really relevant to you, and if you have the same kind of skin, then maybe this will be best for you. So I think that's important. My skin, for the most part, is pretty normal. When I was a teenager, I had really bad oily skin and I really didn't take care of it, so it's left me with some hyperpigmentation scars. So when it comes to a foundation, coverage is very important to me. I always go to medium full to full coverage. Color correction has become a part of my life, so it's really important for the formula to have good coverage. I do prefer SPF just because I live in Arizona, and again, with the hyperpigmentation, the sun can make the spots darker. So I do like SPF, but I usually get that out of my moisturizer, so I'm not too concerned with that when it comes to the foundation itself. My skin isn't really oily. It doesn't really get oily throughout the day. I only break out if I sleep in my makeup or if I'm hormonal, which I feel is pretty average. But yeah, my skin's not too bad off. It's just these dang spots that I want to get rid of. So like I said, color correction is very important and coverage is very important. I'm going to go ahead and throw on some lip balm because I feel ashy. Like, it's not cute. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with this demo. I am going to start by color correcting because the spiel I just gave you. I don't feel like I'll get the true result of the foundation without doing that. So today for color correction, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal, and this is in shade Orange Corrector. Under my eyes. And then like this area here, I tend to get spots. And I have like a few blemishes over here on my cheeks that I just want to get rid of. All of the other spots are pretty much light enough where I feel like the foundation should be able to cover it. And I just start to blend that out with my finger because I feel like the warmth from my hand helps that to just blend better. I feel like that's pretty much in my skin good enough, or as good as I can get it with my finger. Now I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques correcting eraser thingy majigger that I love. And just kind of spread that out a little more. Because, you know, the goal is for it to be very thin. You don't want a thick application of this, because then you're going to have like orange lowlights when it comes to your foundation. And then you don't want it to show through. So that's that. Now after this, I do go ahead and apply the foundation. So I still have the box here. So let's read what the instructions say, because reading is fundamental. Shit. Okay, here we go. So the box reads, with just a few drops, our Total Control Drop Foundation delivers sheer to full coverage with a velvety matte finish. Simply adjust the number of drops you use until the desired level of coverage is achieved. More drops equals more coverage. I'm just going to go ahead and shake them up just to make sure all the pigments are distributed equally. So I think I'm going to use 2 parts of the golden, the lighter shade, to 1 part of the mocha. And I just have a little palette here that I'm going to be dropping them on. So let's see. Start off with 1, 2, 3, 4 of the golden, 2, 1, 2. That wasn't a full one. Let's try that again. 2, 1 for good merit, drop of the mocha. And I've seen other YouTubers just take it and apply it directly to their face, but because I'm going to be mixing it, of course, that really wouldn't work in my case. Plus, I don't want to look like I'm crying doo-doo tears, so I'm just going to do it my way. So I have my little mixture here on my paw palette, and then I have this Shiseido foundation brush. NYX does have their own brush that they recommend, but it was $14 and I just wasn't about that investment. So I just got something that I felt would be similar. It's very dense. Use it in a buffing action, so I think this will be good. But I have heard great things about their brush as well, so maybe something to look into. So I'm just creating my little mixture on my palette. I'm going to go in and make sure the shade looks about right. I'm going to start under my eyes and really pat it under there. And then kind of start buffing it in. So that mixture covered about half of my face, so I'm just going to do the same thing again. But this time I'm going to pretty much double it, just because I have a feeling I'm going to go in with another application just to get the desired coverage. So I have my mixture here on my palette again. I'm going to start in on the other side, just patting it in again. Any place that I have color corrector, I'm going to use a patting motion just to really pat it on top of the color corrector itself, instead of using like a buffing motion. And I'm even going to go in on my eyelids and apply some there, because I'm not planning on wearing eyeshadow today. Just want to make sure no area is missed. So I would say this is one layer. I do still see some of my spots peeking through, which sucks. Oh, I did forget to mention earlier, I do have on primer. I know you'll probably be like, what? No primer? Where's your primer? No, I am a hardcore advocate for primer, and I use this one. This is the Milk Blur Stick. You may have seen it in my February favorites video, but I did apply this after I applied the moisturizer. So just wanted to come back and share that. Now back to the application. So just making my little mixture one more time. And this time I'm just going to go in on my troubled areas. Ooh, this one came back a little dark. So actually I'm going to add a little more of the light. And that's what's the good part about mixing. You can really make your perfect shade. That's better. I'm just going in on my troublesome areas, specifically my cheeks, and a little bit on my forehead, and maybe one more time underneath my eyes. What I'm going to do this time is actually go in with my beauty sponge, and this is also by Real Techniques, and just blend that in. Now Now honestly, so far I'm not getting a full coverage feel for this foundation. Medium full maybe, but not full. I definitely feel like I'm one color. I feel like the formula is pretty lightweight. I don't get a greasy feel for it yet. A lot of other people said that they felt it was a little on the greasy side. I mean, there is some potential. There are still some spots peeking out that I'm not thrilled about. So I'm going to use my concealer to correct those. I don't know if I believe the claim that this is a full coverage foundation. I would say medium full at best, because with 2 applications, my hyperpigmentation is still pretty apparent. So, and that's, you know, with the color correction as well. So I don't know if full coverage is an accurate claim. I could go in with another layer of the foundation, but I feel like that's quite a bit of product as well. So instead I'm going to use my concealer and do all of the other aspects of my face, and then I'll be back. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Look, I am satisfied now with the coverage, but I do think I was aided a little bit by the concealer and the setting powder because it is pigmented. I'm interested to see if throughout the day if I get greasy or what happens. So I'm just going to give this foundation a test run, and I will come back to you tonight. The time is now 11:51, and I want to give it at least 8 full hours. So sometime after 8, I'm going to come back with my review. I'm not going to use any blotting papers or any oil absorbing powders or anything like that. I am not touching this foundation for 8 hours. So if I come back looking like a greasy mess, then so be it. I'm not leaving the house today. But I just want to give you guys an honest review of this, and I want you to see exactly its lasting power. So this is what I look like now. And I will see you in about 8 hours. Stay tuned. Alright. So here we are. It's nighttime, and I do feel a little greasy. I feel like I may have sprayed a little bit of oil sheen on my face, but of course I didn't. Especially in this region. A little greasy. Cheeks are a little shiny, but it's not like too bad. Do I have a stripe across my forehead now? That is too funny. Take my glasses off. I'm sure I have this nice little grease imprint right here. But I do see where people feel like the foundation is a little greasy or it's not great for oily skin. And I don't even have oily skin, so I could only imagine what it would do to someone with oily skin. But yeah, I did get some compliments. But overall, it's not my favorite. I do think it's a good foundation. I give it about a 6. I give it a 7 out of 10. I do give it a 7 out of 10. I especially like that it's mixable. So it may be good for your kit. You know, just get a few shades and just mix to match your client's complexion. But for me, I'm not so sure. Let me put my glasses back on because truth be told, I am blind. I just don't like wearing my glasses in my videos. But and again, like you see that right there, they're a little more apparent. My little hyperpigmentation marks. So, you know, that's not usually what I want. And it's right around 8 o'clock p.m. So it's been a good 9 hours. I haven't been out in the sun. I haven't really been outside Now granted, I'm in Arizona, so it's hot no matter where you go, but this is where we are. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, check out my previous video in order to have your opportunity at winning this baby. I'm giving away the latest Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. After this video is posted, you'll have 2 more days to enter. So either check out my previous video or check out my Instagram and find the post. And I'm going to be selecting a lucky winner on the 15th, and it's going to be shipped out the day after. So don't let that opportunity pass you by. If you're watching this video after March 15th, there'll be plenty more giveaways, so don't even worry. But as always, it's been a pleasure. I hope you learned something from this video. If you have any ideas for any other videos or something that you'd like to see on this channel, be sure to leave it in the comments. Also, just take a quick second to subscribe, like this video if you do like it, and yeah, until next time, bye.
Yes, 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 yes.